we are going to go to Larry in Canada. I think Larry is saying that he has evidence that God exists. So we are going to let Larry speak for himself. Larry, you are on Talk Heathen with Jimmy and Ben. How the heck are you?
Great. How are you?
Very well.
Hello?
Very well. We're having a good show so far, Larry. Let's keep it up.
Yeah. Well, here in Canada, we got a lot of snow where I am. You guys have probably got nice warm weather.
Well, compared to you, it's probably warm, but I'm freezing my tuchus off. What you got for us today?
Well, I was going to say that you guys aren't really defining what your atheist is, but I guess you really are, because the definition is that you don't believe there's a God. So here's what I'm suggesting. If you don't believe in something, it's going to be hard for anybody to show you or give you proof or evidence because you've already had a mindset. Not that I'm saying that you're totally going to eliminate.
Larry,
here's the thing.
This is why it'd be great for you to ask us our position first. I know you start off by saying, I don't know what your position is. So then ask us. We're here to tell you our position. And neither one of us here, I don't think, unless Jimmy has changed his mind since the last time I talked to him, neither one of us takes a position where we outright disbelieve or would say that there is 100% no God. I'm not in that camp. I'm here kind of in the middle saying I don't have enough evidence. I don't have enough evidence yet to believe in a God. So that's where you come in. You have to demonstrate to us why I should move towards your belief and why I shouldn't stay right where I'm at.
Okay, well, that's fair. I understand that. And but it is also obvious, though, if somebody doesn't want to believe something, which you're saying you
that's
will.
Not what this is. No,
that's unfair. That is an unfair characterization. You're basically coming on and you're saying, hey, Jimmy, Ben, you guys are too closed-minded to accept what I want to tell you. The fact is, though, we are doing this show because we're open-minded. I mean, I've got 2 kids. I've got a wife. I've got things I'd rather be doing. I am instead looking for people to have a conversation with and challenge myself and maybe see if I'm wrong. But I also intend to challenge you and maybe see if I can get you to challenge yourself and see where you might be wrong. It's just a little unfair for you to call and already sabotage the conversation by saying that we won't acknowledge your argument. Just give us the argument.
Can you back up for a minute? I didn't say it that way. I said by definition, atheist means you don't believe in God.
No, and I just told you why. I just told you why that is false. We are not taking a position that I would not say that we know there is no God. I'm taking a position that I am not convinced of the evidence that has been brought before me. So you can't just sit there and say you are too biased. We're literally waiting for evidence. Just bring us the evidence. If you don't have evidence, you can say that, but I'm not going to be convinced then at that point.
Are you going to let me talk then?
We let you, Larry.
Talk. You didn't listen to what we said. You just went back to the script that you were going to use anyway. You have to, if you're going to have a discussion with us, you need to engage with the discussion.
Why are you confronting me like I'm doing something I'm not doing?
Larry, because you know why? Because instead of listening to my position, which I told you, I said your definition of my position is incorrect. I corrected it, and then you used the same definition again. You're using your definition of atheism, which I rejected. You need to use my definition of my position if you're going to address what I believe and what I don't believe. So is your argument going to reflect what I'm telling you my position is, or are you going to straw man me?
Did I not just say, yes, I accept that? No, hey, wait. Before
Then your argument needs to reflect that. Your argument needs to reflect that.
I am in Canada. Are you listening? I'm in Canada, and I pay for a phone bill, and this costs me quite a bit of money. But I don't.
That does not matter. If you're not going to engage in the conversation, then this is a waste of our time, Larry.
Get to the point, Larry. Go ahead. Ben and I have said what we're going to say right now, so you have 1 minute uninterrupted. Go.
Well, I've already told you 3 times now I accept what you did, and I'm sorry I said that you wouldn't accept God. I just read the definition of what an atheist is. That's all I did. And you assume I'm saying that's what you're saying, but you corrected me. So I'm corrected. I accept it. Thank you very much. I have nothing against that. I'm glad you.
Okay, what's your argument? What's your argument then?
Here's the point. The argument is that you say, well, okay, the definition of atheists is that they believe in no God, and you say you will accept something different if it can be proven. That's good. Okay, I understand that. So would I like you to understand that the Bible is just a book with words in it. It's not God. A church that everybody goes to and sits in once a week for an hour and a half, it's not God. It's a building it's a building with 4 walls that people built, and they call it a church. Jesus never once said, go build a building with 4 walls and call that the church and meet in it once a week for an hour and a half, and that proves who God is. It'll never prove who God is. Nothing like that will. So here's what I'm saying is, if you believe something doesn't exist, example, electrons, protons, neutrons, nobody can see them. So to a lot of people, they don't exist, but it doesn't mean they don't exist. They do.
I'm ready to. I'm ready to.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on. So Larry, that we said that you would have 1 minute. We gave you a minute and actually almost 2 minutes now, and so. That is a false equivalency, what you're doing. So you're right. I cannot see protons, electrons, neutrons with the naked eye. Okay. But I have been in a position before where people have showed me how to observe them, or people have given me data. People have presented evidence in a way that I can say, that actually makes a lot of sense. Larry, stop. Larry, you know what? I'm going to mute you, Larry. I am putting you on mute, so don't hang up. But nobody can hear you right now. The thing is, I don't want you started right off the bat, will you let me talk? Okay. And we did let you talk. And, for all of the time that we let you talk, you didn't give us your argument for the existence of God like you told our call screeners you were going to do. But you did present the false equivalency, okay? So there are ways to measure things in the universe. Let's just say that. Why stop at protons or electrons? There's a lot of things. I can't see the wind. I can't even see a lot of the planets or the things that are out there. But we know that they exist because we have ways of measuring them. God cannot be measured, okay? I don't care who you are. Well, you know what? That's a claim. I will say this. Up to this point, no evidence that has been presented of the measurement of God has been sufficient for me to accept that evidence as proof, okay? So if you have evidence that will make me say, wow, God can reasonably be measured and therefore must be real. God can reasonably be detected and be reproduced. Then I will change my mind. And so that is why we prompted you to call. And so I'm gonna unmute you, and I'm gonna give you another chance to present evidence that God exists. Go ahead, Larry. You're on.
So, are you there?
I am. You're on.
Okay. 1 minute or 2 minutes isn't enough to save it. But
no, just respond.
what I want you to understand. Will you please quit interrupting then, please?
I'm not playing this game with you, Larry. I'm muting you again. Hold on. I'm muting you again. This is a standard cop-out that people get when they are given an opportunity to make a case. Every time there's a hiccup, they stop the conversation to say that they're being interrupted. We're not interrupting you. I'm going to unmute you, and I want you to just talk, okay? Go, Larry.
So you didn't cut me off, right? That's what you're saying. Yeah, you mute me. Do you understand what you're saying?
Larry, the reason why we jump in is because this is a two-way conversation. We have to both participate in this. You're not here to just give us a speech of whatever you want. We are here to ask questions. And when something comes up in your argument that we have a question about, we have to address it, because we don't want you just saying things, especially things that are not true or not evidence-based, and then just have us assume that all of that is correct. Because if your conclusion is based on your arguments leading up to it, those should stand up on their own 2 feet, right? So it's not us, like, our interruptions are to have a discussion. So if you're going to have a discussion with us, let us ask our questions and weigh in as well. So what is your argument?
I can't mute you out so I can continue talking. So how can I say anything if they're going to keep muting me out?
Do you want to give us your argument or not, Larry?
You just had an opportunity to say something, and instead you decided to talk about how you can't mute us. Why don't you talk about God?
Okay, here's the point. The point is, God is a person. If you don't want to know somebody, you'll never know him. That's one.
If God is a person, Larry, if God is a person, I can demonstrate the existence of people. I can demonstrate the existence of Jimmy Jr. right next to me. I can demonstrate your existence because even though I can't see you, I can hear you. The sound waves coming from you are transmitted through the computer and we can hear you. So I can demonstrate other people. So if God is a person, we should be able to demonstrate him, right?
No, because it's just
Why not?
any person if you don't want to talk to them like you do.
So it's not like any person, because even if Larry, if Jimmy Jr. wanted to stop talking to me, or if he wanted to never talk to me, I could still prove his existence though, because I could still see him, even if he's not talking to me. Even if our relationship is garbage, we can still demonstrate that he exists. And even if I don't know why
you have to think that you got to explain everything you say. Like, I understand how you see these things. It's not that.
I'm explaining to you my problem with your argument. You said that God is a person and people can be demonstrated, but you say God cannot be. You said God cannot be demonstrated.
What I'm telling you is, if you meet somebody and want to know them as a person, you have a relationship with them. You don't just say, well, I can't see you and I don't know what you think like and I can't.
No, again, there's a problem though, because whether or not you have a relationship with another person, you can still demonstrate that they exist. We're not even at the relationship point with God. You have not yet demonstrated that that person exists as a being at all.
Okay, when you look outside and you see trees and everything else, where do you think they came from?
All right, hold on, Larry, we're digressing. We're digressing here. Okay, so let me explain the.
Why? Because you don't like what I'm saying?
No, because I want to stick with you are pivoting, Larry. Larry, I'm muting you, my friend. I'm muting you. I'm trying to be respectful. I'm not allowing you to pivot. We are still talking about the difference between meeting a person in real life and meeting God, okay? And you are now turning it to, well, where could the trees have come from? That is not what we're talking about, okay? You are saying that if you meet a person and you don't want to know them, that you don't have to know them. I am telling you, I have never met God. So it is impossible for me to make a determination of whether or not I want to know God. I will tell you this, I have read the Bible, and the things that are in it about that God make me not want to meet that God, but that God is not a person in that Bible. And maybe that's why I have never met him. But you are comparing God to a tangible, real-life human being, and that is just not my understanding of God. If you are defining God in a new way, right, you have an opportunity to present your evidence for that God, and I will evaluate it and see if it makes sense to me. But so far, you have not done that. Okay, so I don't know how to tell you.
So you took the mute off. You took the mute off, right? I just speak. You realize I've been talking to you all this time, and if you look at the time, I've talked maybe a fraction of what you have, and you're saying you're giving me a chance to say what I want to say.
I am giving you a chance right now.
Am I just making this up?
Listen, we've been on this phone call.
Really?
I have
phoned you 10, 15 minutes ago, and I haven't said a word yet.
That's not true. You are lying, Larry. You are blatantly lying. And you know what? I am going to mute you again. I know that there are probably a lot of people. I don't have the show chat up, but they're probably like, Jimmy, Ben just dropped this guy. I don't know. But you know what? I don't want to do that to you, Larry. I don't want to just hang up, because then the argument will be, well, he didn't like what I had to say, so he just cut me off and let me go and didn't let me have my argument. You're doing a common what's it called? I don't know what the word is right now. It's a common I don't want to say the word scapegoat, but basically you are just saying that we're not letting you talk. Every single time that you go to talk, you turn around and say, you're not letting me talk. Just talk, okay? We gave you a chance to talk. Ben engaged you, and you started talking about the trees, which I don't know why you would do that if your argument that God is a person. So I'm going to unmute you, and I want you to just go.
Hello?
Yep.
Hello? You're there?
We're there.
Hello?
All right. I'll
Larry,
tell you what.
Okay.
Are you there, Larry? One more chance.
Okay, if I wanted to show you something, how could I show it to you on the phone? That's one thing.
That's not my problem.
Give us demonstration.
Do you agree?
There are ways to demonstrate without necessarily showing something
anything
visually.
You're saying? Are you proving anything you're telling me?
Larry,
Larry, the things that we've talked about have been demonstrated. We have demonstration of the atom existing. We have demonstration of electrons existing. We do not have demonstration of a God existing. So either you're going to tell us what your argument is and how you can demonstrate this, or this is totally useless because you're just here. It sounds like you're not even here to engage us on this topic. You just want to talk.
Are you serious?
All right, Larry, look, we got other callers.
Serious?
We got other callers. I really appreciate you calling us. I just think that what you need to do is maybe structure your argument a little bit better. Did we lose Larry? I don't know if he hung up or if somebody dropped him, but I was about to let him go. Larry, thank you. You have accomplished nothing, my friend.